This is from truthrevolution.net. Hundreds of birds fall from the sky during 5G test in Netherlands. Hundreds of birds have fallen from the sky in The Hague, the Netherlands, during a 5G experiment to see how large the range was and whether the new wireless technology would cause any harm in the local area. News of the adverse effects suffered by the starlings was slow to break, as initially the birds died in small numbers during the first wave of the experiment. However, when a further 150 birds suddenly died at the same time, falling into a public park, people began to take notice and investigate. What caused the death of 297 birds in a park in The Hague? If you look around that park, you might have seen what is in one corner of the roof across the street from where they died. A new 5G mast where they had done a test at almost the exact same time as the birds fell from the sky. According to reports, nearby ducks seemed to react oddly as well. They simultaneously put their heads underwater to escape the radiation, while others flew away, landing on the street or the canal. And here's a picture here of one of those birds. All the information that follows comes from John Kuhl's public Facebook page. In the meantime, the 30th of the 10th, 2018, they received some more information. The birds that fell massively would be the victims of an experiment performed on those days in The Hague, where RF radiation was tested with a peak frequency of 7.40 GHz. This information comes from one source and should still be confirmed if possible. It's not clear at this moment whether tests with 5G transmission masts have been carried out again, but so far everything points in this direction of 5G as being the most probable cause. Earlier, crazy things happened, such as with cows in Groningen's Loppersum last year, where it was also tested with 5G, but also how in Switzerland a complete herd of cows collapsed in a ravine when they were tested with 5G. In the Huygens Park in The Hague, more than 100 starlings have fallen dead from the trees in recent days. It's a mystery what happened to the animals. The Dutch Food and Consumer Products Safety Authority is having a number of birds examined in the laboratory of Wageningen Bioveterinary Research. Parts of the park are blocked, and dogs are no longer allowed to be let out. The dead birds are always cleaned up as quickly as possible, yet it's a lugubrious scene. Council member Robert Barker of the Party for the Animals had the feelings of being on a crime scene. The fact that so many birds fall from the sky at this location must have a cause and must be investigated. If there is talk of poisoning, then we have to take a hard time. I think he means a hard look. It is also possible that the birds have a disease. In any case, it's going fast. The animals are not emaciated. They do not seem ill. They just fall dead from the tree. A possible link was established between 5G trials in Groningen and the quote crazy cows there, as they were called. Further from Facebook. Trondheim, third city of Norway, also attacked the birds. After 6 months, there was no toxicological report, yet it also happened in Sweden, Australia, and the United States. In the meantime, the 30th of October 2018, I have received some more information. The birds that fell massively would be the victims of an experiment performed on those days in The Hague, where RF radiation was tested with a peak frequency of 7.40 GHz, which corresponds to a wavelength of 4.05 centimeters. This wavelength is the same order of magnitude as the size of the starlings. This may be important because of possible resonance effects. The mast in question is about 400 meters from where the starlings have fallen dead. This information comes from one source and should still be confirmed if possible. For several days in a row, dead starlings have fallen from the sky in The Hague. It is estimated that around 150 birds have already lost their lives. What is the cause of this is still being investigated. And the authorities' laboratory are still investigating the cause of the starlings. A veterinarian of Birdcare, D. Wolp, performed a number last week. She only found internal bleeding and no trace of poison. Contaminated water. Last year we had the same situation in Haag School, where it was renovated at the time, said an employee of the animal ambulance. Then dozens of dead jackdaws were found, which were probably poisoned because they had been drinking polluted water. What is going on right now is really speculating. Hopefully we know more next week, because this is not normal. No trace of poison. Again, dead starlings have also been found in Huygens Park in The Hague. More than 90 dead birds were spread across the park in Stationsbird. We took the birds last time. 5 of the deceased starlings were examined by a local specialist and did not show signs of poison, only internal bleeding. The newly found starlings are examined by the specialised Wageningen Bioveterinary Research Laboratory in Lelystad and the Dutch Wildlife Health Centre in Utrecht. The municipality has promulgated a ban on dogs in the area because the cause of the mortality is unclear. Poisoning is taken into account. The area has been blocked by the police. What is the current affairs with regard to the dead starlings? And this is written on October 26th, 2018. And it reiterates the same thing as above, so I won't repeat that again. November 2018. This is of course no certainty about the cause. There are stronger 4G and IoT, that's Internet of Things, channels in the vicinity near the park. In July, 5G was also tested, but then the birds did not swarm and they did not arrive in the park. IoT has been active since 30th October 2017, so it is only briefly active with a safe distance for humans of 7.4 meters with a 2000 watt transmitter at less than 200 meters from the park main beam direction, exactly across from the park. Also the same distance LTE channels, and at another location also LTE channels. Here again exactly about the park. I think the English is a bit garbled, but I think you understand it. The truth about the safety of 5G is that it is not safe, and corporations are being allowed to roll out the new technology before they are sure about its effects, or because they already know it's very harmful to humans and animals, and that's why they want to roll it out as fast as possible before any public testings that would be made. This would make this technology stop from being rolled out. The rollout of 5G technology is, quote, a massive bio-experiment that will, quote, have disastrous consequences for the human race. According to the first major university study into the controversial wireless service, and a coalition of 200 leading scientists and doctors calling for an urgent stop to the rollout. And with the death of the birds in the Netherlands, we are already starting to see the results of 5G technology. I thought it was an interesting technology, an interesting article on this technology, and I thought I'd share it with you. It's from the Truth revolution.net, and I'll leave a link for you as well. Cheers, thanks for watching.